Hello everybody, and thanks for joining for this tutorial on how to install the SSJS library by Email 360 for Salesforce Marketing Cloud. If you head over to the GitHub repository at Email 360 SSJS lib, you will find a quick start right on the README. All you need to do is you go to your Salesforce Marketing Cloud instance, create a cloud page, and add the following code in the cloud page. For the purpose of this demonstration, I use a simple cloud page I have linked to this file, so I can easily put this code in here, store this file, and go back to the website. If I open up now the cloud page, what will happen is you will get the Email 360 SSJS library installed with it. All you need to do is you click on Start, and now it asks you for certain brand setups. These brand setups are absolutely optional. You can use your company name, which defines the parent folder where the library will be stored in. By default, this will be Email 360. And then you can define also a prefix, which again will determine some of the file names. For the demo purpose, we use the defaults of Email 360. We're clicking Next. Now it's time to set up the API connections. For the demo purpose, I will not set up any API setup yet, because you can also do this later on, and I showcase you how you do this. But if you would do it right now, you would go to your Marketing Cloud instance and create a new and simple server-to-server packaging and add your auth-based URI and the REST-based URI in here, as well as a client ID and client secret. If you have done this or you want to skip this step, you can click Next, and then you will create a login. The login is for the simple login page. Again, this is absolutely optional. If you don't provide a username and password, it will give you a random password with the username admin, which you can then easily use. If you are finished, you just click Install, and the installer will start installing the SSJS library on your current Salesforce Marketing Cloud instance, where this cloud page is being loaded. This can take a couple of seconds, and after it has been finished, you will be prompted with a screen of the results. The installation results tells you it had retrieved the following folders with the folder IDs. It has created certain folders, create some data extension, upsert a record into a data extension, and then created content blocks. On your final step, you get further instructions. You have to create keys in your key management system. The first one is a login key. The second one is a combination of a password, salt, and IV for your credentials. For the ease of use, we already created you a password, which is generated randomly on installation, and you can use that one or create your own password if you want to. So let's go over to our Salesforce Marketing Cloud instance. Go to Key Management. It's under Setup, Data Management, Key Management, and create a new key. If you don't have access to this, you have to ask your administrator in order to do that for you. This is all for security reasons. You have to create a symmetric for your login. And you can copy the external key from here, store the external key, and give this a name. This is for the login page, so let's call it Email 360 login password. Now you have to provide a key, and this is a password we have just created. We can take this password and store it here as well, and we click Save. After we have done that, we take the next key, which is the external key, email 360 INT password. Again, it's a symmetric one. We store the password here, the external key, and we give it a proper name like general password, because it's been used for general informations. And we can use this password, the secret in here. Again, only you will see the secret, and it's been generated randomly on time of installation. Now we have done this, we go back and take the next one, which is a salt. We can copy the external key. We make sure we click salt. Again, we need to give it a nice name. We call it general salt. And we can copy the salt which has been created for me already here. As we save these, we have to create one more key, which is the vector. Again, we put our external key in here. We make sure that we click the right one. We call email 360 general vector. Go back to here and copy our password. Now we can save this. And by doing so, our key management has been finished. The next step is to create a server-to-server integration in your installed packages in your Salesforce Marketing Cloud instance. If you would have provided this information during the installation process, the step would have been finished for you already. However, because we have not done this, what we can do is we can create this simply afterwards. So we go into our Marketing Cloud instance, go to install packages, create a new package, and add a new component of a API integration, server to server, and we have to give that every single scope. And the reason for that is because we want to use this library for everything possible. If you do not want to use this library in this comprehensive way, you can only click whatever you think the library needs access to, and that would be fine as well. Just keep in mind, if you use a library and want to access certain parts of the software and you do not have the right amount of access rights, this can become a problem, and I would recommend you to go back here and change your package. Now this has been done, we can head over to Content Builder and simply look at the settings file which has been installed, which you find under the Content Builder of Email 360, the library, the current version, and then the library files. And one of the files is called settings. You can go in here, and as you can see, these are the information you have to create. So we take the authentication URI and just replace it in here. Then we take the REST URI and do the same thing. After we have done that, we can save the settings file. As you can see, the credentials have not been created yet. And the reason for that is simply because we want to use the key management system to create the credentials. If we go back to the installation guide, you will see that we have finished this step. Now we have to do step number 3. In order to do that, we just simply copy that code to our cloud page we just created, paste the code in here, and what we will see is it requests us add your client credentials. So let's do this quickly. We go back here to our setup, copy the client ID, and copy the client secret. We can save this now and open up the cloud page again, but make sure you open up in a new window so you don't lose your installation guide. This will generate this encrypted passphrase, which you can go back to your content builder now and add it to your settings file. This ensures now that your credentials are never been exposed and they're completely behind your encrypted key management system. With this, we have done this one as well. And as you can see, it also has created us a user for the login cloud page, which is called admin with this password. Again, this has been generated automatically for us, and it just let us know what the password is. However, you can change this at any stage. If you go to Content Builder, in Content Builder, you will find the other data extension, which has been created with the SSJS library, where you also can change the username and password. If you're heading over data extensions and you go to email 360, the library, the version of the library, you will find an auth user data extension. In this auth user data extension, we have a username admin and a password, which is a password we have stored here and hashed with the SHA-256 hash algorithm. So if you want to create a new password instead of this one, what you need to do is run that through an SHA-256 function and put the output into this data extension. The last part is we need to create 2 cloud pages and add this code box in here. So let's head over to our Marketing Cloud instance again and go to Cloud Pages. We can create now 2 collections or another 2 landing pages. Now we create a landing page and give it a name. Let's say we call it Login. We're heading over to our library and taking the login page. All we have to do is store this in here and we hit publish. Then we can go back and we create a new landing page. This time we call it error. With this again, we go back to our page, copy the last part, and just add the code snippet in here. We are nearly finished now. All we need to do is simply add this information to the settings. So we're clicking on the little cogwheel of the error page, take the page ID, which you can find on the left hand side, go back to the setting page and just add the ID to your settings file. We can then go back and do the same thing for the login. And with this, the setup of the library is completed. All these steps are not necessary in order to use the library, but they are recommended to have a full functionality. If you head back over to the GitHub, you will find down here a simple example of how we can actually use the library. So all you need to do is just copy that code snippet, put it towards here, and then you see a prefix and a version. The content block you need to load, you can either change it by manually, or you simply go into the version folder and copy just the external key of your main library file. You paste this in, and now what we can do is just say var console equal new console and console.warn. This is the library working. If we save the file now and go back to our library and open up the page, In the console, you will now see a console output of this is the library working. With this, your library has been installed, and I will show you in future videos how you can use the library to be better in coding SSJS and Marketing Cloud. This is it for now. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.